Welcome, I'm the DeadwoodJedi. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video, and I don't feel great today, guys. Last night, we went out. It's hard when you're old going out. It's just, the next day is just awful. Anyway, we're on the road to Ultra Nightmare, right? We're on the free-to-play. We're looking at the account today, and I'm going to do my best to stay focused, but this one might be all over the darn place, because honestly, my body hurts. The coffee is not doing the work it needs to do, but hopefully by the end of this thing, I'll be a coherent and, you know, put together complete sentences. Already I'm suffering. This is rough. Oh, man. All right, quick review. Last night we played some Top Golf. It was very fun. Had a great time hanging out with the boys. Got an amazing dinner, which was outstanding. I think I had some swordfish, which was fabulous. Drinking old fashions, which were chef's kiss, delicious. It was a good day. It was a good time had by all. Great conversation, great people, you know, as this should be. So really good day, even if today is a bit painful. It was worth it. It was worth it. But not to neglect the free-to-play, not to neglect my account and what I bring to you guys, I kept playing. Yeah, that's right. I had my phone out. We were playing this game. It's a mobile game. It's the best part about it. We can play no matter where we go. So I was trying to stay semi on the ball without being a complete jerk about it, right? And I think we did a pretty good job. I was continuing to grind, and I got us up to level 42. We unlocked the Altar of Souls, and if you watched stupid YST in his video, you know blessings can make a huge difference on your account, right? So I got a bunch of Altar of Souls shards and stuff. I figured we can open those and see where we get to on that. Also, we are, let's see what day it is. It is day 14. We're exactly at the 2-week mark, and I thought, actually my editor thought, and it was a really good thought, so I'm going to take him up on it, that we should do a 2-week review. I can cover the, all the, a lot of the decisions I've made, the mistakes I've made along the way, the things that I would recommend for other people coming up to this point. So we can cover kind of the good things and the bad things, and some of the things that I've learned over this small time frame here. Ways so like when you start a new account, or if you are, here with me or maybe a little bit behind, you'll be able to go, oh yeah, that is a good approach to these things, right? If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one that comes out. And of course, if you enjoyed today's music, we have that link down below in the pinned comment and description of this video, and you can use code DeadwoodJedi, save yourself 15%. And of course, if you want some account work, you don't like doing the work yourself, I'm more than happy to do it for you. My team is at the beck and call. Just visit my website, DeadwoodJedi.com. That's our plan today. So we'll open these bad boys at the end here, but let's start off with a quick news thing, which you guys are probably already aware. We do actually have in game right now this gear removal cost reduction. I really wish they would give us a little bit more heads up. Maybe I just need to pay more attention, because I woke up this morning, I saw this, I was like, oh great. I just re-geared my Elva. That was a day late, dollar short on that one, but that's great. It does mean this weekend, it's gonna be 50% the cost to move gear around, so it is a good time for me to kind of take stock of the gear that I do have on my account and start to optimize who's geared out how, right? One of the things I ended up doing last night when I got home and was a little bit intoxicated was I moved some gear around on Elva. I got her speed up to 202, and if you guys know any carry champions, these are going to be like your protection champions, your healing champions, especially your revivers. Getting them fast is a really smart approach. Things like relentless gear can be extremely strong on them, but usually speed is going to be king, because obviously every turn they take, the more healing they're doing, right? The more often they're protecting your team, the more often they're reviving them. And so it was really important to me to get Elva up in her speed, and I had been a little bit disappointed I'd kept her down to like 170 speed, but I had 5-star pair of speed boots. I was like, yeah, let's get those going. I had an HP chest in. Look at this. This is all common gear. It's, you know, this is all I got from campaign, right? And I had a crit rate glove with a speed substat roll, which was great. So I was like, okay, let's roll that up, put that on. I've got a shield that had speed roll on it, and then a helmet. It's not a good helmet, but it's the only one I have in speed set. And same thing with like the weapon here. So we're able to get some of this going. Obviously, I want to get this rolled up so we can benefit from the crit rate. And I was debating whether to go HP or crit rate on Elva. And the thing is, Elva hits pretty hard, but it's single target. So there's a little bit of a mixed bag there. And, you know, it ended up blowing her defense by like 200 or so, a pretty significant amount. I would prefer, you know, to have her defense up. But I'm also thinking, you know, a lot of our stuff is a little bit on the slower side, so I'm thinking maybe this will be more helpful. It's just getting a little bit crit rate, but it's something I can experiment with for at least a little bit, see where we're at. Also, you know, the gloves have great speed on them, so do I want to give up 10 speed in order to give her some more defense? Maybe that is something I'll do. I have a few, you know, 5-star gloves here. I don't know. I think, yep, I have a defensive one right there, so I could, you know, swap it out if I felt like that's going to be too much of a negative, and so that might be something I look at as we go forward. I really just don't have very good gear right now. I don't like forging the 3- and 4-star set pieces, right, in like perception. I have plenty of mats for both that and resilience, and even oh no, I guess I don't even have for instinct right now. But I have it now for fatal because of the Doom Tower, right? And we just did a new rotation, so I'm starting to climb the Doom Tower rotation. I hit a hard spot, so I'll have to manual that later on. But you know, getting those set pieces are great, but I really like doing the 4- and 5-star. I feel like that's way more beneficial. 5-star gear in particular. The 4-star gear just 3-star gear I'm not going to use, period. And the 4-star gear has limited application, so I'm a little bit hesitant to even forge that stuff. It might make some sense, but I don't know. We are hitting, I can take down level 15 of dragon, so I'm real tempted just to work on that. But the big thing is I've been building up that 5-star food, right? So I've been using my vault. You can see I've got 1, 2 5-star food ready to go. I've got other champions. All of these I have no real issue ranking up to 5-star. I'm probably going to end up doing Eris and maybe this one. Maybe Coffin Smasher. I don't need Coffin Smasher, guys. He's a good champion though, so I'm not like eager to get rid of him or anything, but it's probably going to be probably one of these two, maybe both of them will be next. And I got this gator over here. So those are going to be the next 5-star pieces for me. I've got 2 pieces of 4-star food. I've got, you know, I'm still working on ranking up the rest of this stuff so we can get there. So that's going to be my grind probably for the next day, maybe 2. Basically I was breaking it down. I was like, okay, I need 10 more. I need 10 more 4-star chickens. Once I get 10 4-star chickens, then I can rank 3 of those 40 champions to 5-star, and then I can rank Elba to 6-star. So that's the goal. That's the plan. That's the goal. That's what we're aiming for right now. And then once I get Elva up, I think I might actually take a detour and do masteries, because I think Rhonda with Giant Slayer is just going to be insane for me and really, really worth it. I did get an epic book today, which was like very surprising actually, from Clan Boss. I was like, oh, normal Clan Boss dropped me an epic book. I didn't even know it did that. So that's huge. I'm trying to get my Venom Age ranked up, fully leveled here, which is going to be massive for me. Of course, I go to the A1, one thing I don't want. But once I can get this locked in, and these chances are become 100% on a 3-turn cooldown, same thing with his decrease of defense and decrease attack, all of a sudden he's going to be just a massive champion. Just massive, massive, massive. I don't really need this A1. I don't need this level 4 and 5 booked at all. I like the damage, of course, but I don't need him to do the activation of the poisons. That's not a big deal to me. They're going to activate regardless. It is nice for things like, you know, Dragon or Fire Knight or whatever dungeon you're doing. In those situations, it's actually really good, but I don't need it, right? So it's really getting those cooldowns, those buff chances, debuff chances really with the skills in this A2 and A3. And once we get those locked in, I'm going to feel really, really good. Because, I mean, obviously I have Deacon here, and he's almost where I want him, right? I only need 4 more books to get him fully booked. But I feel like that's actually less important right now than getting Venom Age's cooldowns locked in and, you know, the buff chances locked down. I feel like that's going to make a much bigger difference in pretty much everywhere we're doing content right now. So that's got to be my priority, getting Venomage locked in. Then we'll come back to Deacon and get him hooked up, and afterwards we can start looking at some of the other champions on this account. You know, I think eventually I might even feed Frostbringer, because just due to the fact I have Venomage, I have Deacon, Frostbringer isn't really bringing much that I need for my account. The only thing she's really doing is some really good work in Arena, and my Arena team is legit right now in that I have a perfectly speed-tuned team, which is kind of wild when you think about it, but it's perfectly speed-tuned, and I'm absolutely loving it. So we can take on most of these teams, but I have Deacon with the lead, so I have the aura. He boosts, gives us the decreased defense. I have Frostbringer to give us the increased attack, so we hit harder. And then Rhonda goes, and then Elhain goes. Look at that. Boom. Sets them up perfectly. Now, you know, obviously this enemy is a little tougher than I might like, but look at that, you know? That's a perfect setup for a team. Now, are we gonna be strong enough to survive? I don't know. These bombs might destroy us before we have a chance to kill this champion. Oh God, oh God, well, they got us there. But the premise, the way it's supposed to work, absolutely works. That's something I absolutely love about it. And you know, I think in that sense, it's really smooth squad, right? I don't really have to do anything and click auto and I let it run, and it's gonna run as good as it would if I were doing it, right? Obviously, Deacon affinity and accuracy, we're not landing everything, which is, you know, we need to work on some stuff, but we're getting there, so that's pretty good. My Great Hall is kind of developing. I'm waiting a little bit right now to upgrade it, but you know, I have enough to take this up to 4-star, which is pretty great. That'll be a plus 20 for all my magic affinity, everything. And I'm glad I was reading all the comments you guys did after my last video, and you guys are like, yeah, accuracy is the way to go. It's amazing how many people in the comments said that, because I know there's a very strong lean towards crit damage among content creators out there. And so, like, you know, I use a lot of what everybody says as kind of like a basis of, you know, what the community thinks. And I was really interested how many people were agreeing with me that accuracy is a good way to go, and maybe the way to go in the early stages here. So that was actually really encouraging to hear that from you guys. It's always nice to get validated on these types of things. And yeah, pretty good. I was doing the stinking lunar deck of fates yesterday, and I got really lucky, and I hit 3 in a row. I think they're the blue ones, and I got myself 200 gems. So we got a big gem boost, and now I'm kind of, you know, this is perfect. This is perfect. This is going to transition perfectly into, you know, some of the lessons I learned, because I made a really big mistake early, and I'm still paying for it now. And it's the one thing that like really, really bothers me. I made 2 major mistakes early on. Really, I made 1 mistake. I just made 1 big mistake. You get a lot of gems when you start this game. And if I had to do this all over, this is 100% the approach I would take. You get a lot of gems early in this game. And, you know, I got enough where I was able to buy masteries for 2 champions well before I was able to take them to 60, in Elva and Deacon Armstrong. And they're great champions, and yeah, eventually I would get masteries on them, no problem. Here's the thing. Early in this game, there's a couple things that you want to start the clock on early, and the most important of them is the gem mine. I feel like the gem mine is such a crucial thing for everybody, because it helps to replenish your gem stash. Now, it takes, once it's fully unlocked, it takes about 100 days, I think, to basically pay for itself. And after that, you're just making that money, making that gem money. But I didn't do that. I unlocked 1 level. I was able to get 2 masteries and unlock 1 level. But what I should have done is invest almost everything into unlocking all of the levels. Fully unlock the gem mine. That would have been, I think, 100% the way to go. And then I do feel like buying masteries on 1 champion is really good. And I think that's a very good usage of your gems, and almost an essential usage early on, because getting masteries on your first 60 is so crucial. But this was the other thing I did wrong, is I spent the gems before I had a champion at 60. And that was a big mistake. I should have waited. Once I got Ronda to 60, she should be the only champion on my account that has full masteries right now, because her damage would just be skyrocketing and she would help carry me almost everywhere else in this game. At this point, I'm going to have to grind masteries for her, which is a little bit frustrating. I mean, I'm going to have to grind masteries one way or the other, but if at least I would be getting the benefits of her being 6-star if I had, if I had bought the masteries for her instead of Deacon, instead of Elva. So 100% I would say when you start, and I'll never do this again, buying masteries for one champion, as long as you are certain they are going to be your first level 60 champion, do that. Get that knocked out of the way, 100%. And then the rest of your gems, invest in your mine so you can start the clock ticking sooner, so you can start making that money back, because it is an essential part of I think it's one of the first things that everybody should be unlocking is that gem mine. Now, the other part that I didn't do and I started finally doing was unlocking the market. Now, I could unlock this last one right now, but I think at this point I'm waiting to be able to unlock the next levels of the gem mine. It's got to be, kind of the next important thing for me. I could be using those gems for energy right now, and I really want to do that, but I'm going to have to be a little bit disciplined here. I mean, there's other little things that I maybe shouldn't have done or should have done, but that's really the only thing that I regret that I've done so far in this game. So that's a big one. A lot of people were like, and that's why those 200 gems came in handy, right? Because I'm like, okay, now I can at least get the next level. One of the things I think I did that's a little bit controversial too is I opened pretty much all of my shards early on. And part of it is this is a competition, this is entertainment for you guys. So, I didn't really feel like holding on to and waiting for 2x events and all that stuff. And we did have a 2x event pretty early on, right? So one of the things I would definitely want to do is map out one of those 2x events so that when I'm opening my ancients, when I'm opening my voids, that's happening at the right time. I think I would have not opened any voids up to this point. First off, I didn't get anything good. Second off, they are so valuable, and the epics you can get from the from void shards are really strong. I would have preferred to wait for a 2x event and better my chances of getting one of those. I think that would have made a lot more sense. I only opened like 1 or 2, so it's not a huge loss, but still having a little bit more discipline there would have been good. If I hadn't pulled a legendary champion for my ancient shards, I think I would have been holding on to my sacred shards for this weekend when we have a 2x as well, and that's 100% something I would do also, right? I think we all kind of, as content creators, got caught up in the buy one get one thing, then we all kind of cracked a shard there, which is fine, and I think that was fun for us. But as far as a disciplined proper approach, I definitely would wait for the 2x. Definitely, it doesn't, an extra few days isn't going to kill us, and getting that legendary champion or getting a better epic is just massive. So having a better chance at getting one of those kind of champions is really, really good. So I definitely would have, those are some shard advice I would give, right? Go ahead and open your ancients. I don't think that's actually wrong early on. Getting champions is really important early on. And obviously having some fun with the game is good. So I don't really have a problem with even, pulling the ancients outside of a 2x. Honestly, on this account right now, I'm basically pulling an ancient as soon as I get it. I don't really see a whole lot of reason to hold on to my ancient shards for this account, so I'm not concerned about that at all. And I think for most people out there, it's a good way to start, because if you can get something, all of a sudden makes building and everything else a whole lot easier going forward. So I do think that's actually a pretty good approach. But I suppose if you really want to min-max, wait for that 2x and go with it there. But the one thing I would say is we should look at that early period is the time I start to the time I get that first level 60 champion. Within that time frame, you don't need anything else. That first level 60 can carry you pretty much through the campaign, right? So it's just your starter champions, all you need. So I wouldn't really stress about anything up until then. And if you have the discipline, holding your shards through that period and waiting for special events is really good. But I would look at that time period, and that's probably about your first week to 10 days, I would imagine. How long is it taking me to get that level 60? And are there any events going on in that period? If there are events going on in that period, I would wait for those events. If there are not any events going on in that period and they're all coming after that, then I would probably just open my shards and just say, screw it, let's do it. Let's have fun right now, right? That's just my thinking on it. I would actually be interested to hear what you guys think as far as like plan of attack there. You know, a couple other things I would say is like, you know, use your missions and challenges as a guide. Like this has been huge for me. I got through the full first thing of missions, got a bunch of gems out of that, and it was a great way for me to kind of hop from area to area in this game and stay focused. And I'm already most of the way through this one here, and I'm not sure, I've kind of put the missions on pause in my effort to get another level 60, right? Which I think at this point is right. I would like to get that sacred shard. I don't know if I can do it though by the time this weekend's over, especially because I'm going to be out of town. But that is something that I would like to get actually. But we'll see. I mean, it's basically a few dungeon keeps I gotta do, which isn't tough. So I feel like that's actually a fairly achievable thing if I wanted to. We'll see how I'm feeling as we go through, I guess would be the best way of putting that. But yeah, I would say, but using these challenges as guides are really good. The challenges are really annoying, especially the artifact one. A lot of these need to be reworked by Plarium because like this is ridiculous. Like stage 4 on normal for attack percent gloves, like this is such a waste. It's such a waste and bad advice, you know. I think that's the worst part about it. So all these things I would like, let's cut some of this stuff or like, you know, modify it in a way that's a little bit more helpful. And this is part 6 of what is it, part 5 of 8, part 6 of 10 in the artifact challenge, and we still have us on normal. I'm halfway through the challenges, I'm still on normal. Like maybe we can advance that a little bit, right? But I did finish the dungeons thing, so I got another sacred shard. I would probably, you know, this is going to take me a while, the champion one, so it's kind of a fun little, I find that to be really helpful as far as, you know, that. And yeah, I you know, debated a lot who's going to go 60 first, you know, my starter, Elhain or Rhonda or Elva or somebody. And I think your first 60 should be a damage dealing champion, whether that's your starter, who's an excellent choice, no criticism, or like the free login champion, in this case Rhonda. I think that's an excellent choice too. Personally, I think Rhonda's a better option, but also going to be harder to book, harder to master, harder to ascend, all that stuff. So it's just that she's going to have more long-term usage for you, and in that case, that's one of the reasons why I think probably a better choice overall. But I think they're both really good. They can both farm high levels of, you know, campaign, so there's not really any layoff there, right? But that's just something to kind of keep in mind, I think, as you go through. You're not going to be in bad shape either way. But what I do want to talk about, though, is what I'm planning for weeks 3 and 4, right? Going forward. What are my goals? And I think this is important. I'm finding this to be really important now after week 2. It's like planning ahead. What's the next thing? So first thing, get Elva to 60. Oh, dear God, let's get Elva to 60. That is really important. And then I think we're going to probably be focusing on getting masteries on Rhonda and Venom Age. That's going to be a big step for me. After that, that's when we're going to come back, try and get 60, get Venom Age to 6-star, get Deacon to 6-star, and then we're going to be really flying, right? We should be taking down, at that point, with masteries and level 60 champions on everybody, tier 6 masteries, we're going to be able to get through brutal campaign or brutal clan boss without any issue. And then we can kind of evaluate, where are we? What do I need to really start pushing the next level? I need to start farming dragon for gear. That's probably going to be the step after I get masteries on these champions, right? I mean, and then at some point I need to get another poisoner or a debuff extender or something, because Venom Age isn't going to be enough, and I need to bring somebody else in. So that's the other part that I'm looking for, just kind of building up the clan boss team and keeping up the farm, and that's my goal going forward here. So that's the plan. That's the plan ahead of us. And I figure now we can open some of these soulstone shards and see if I can get anywhere close to as lucky as the stinking YST. I really need a mastery on Elva. I need a blessing on Elva or Rhonda. It seems to be the way to go. You can see the soul merchant here. I don't have that kind of luck. So I can't believe you found Rhonda in here. Such a gross. So gross that he did that. But we got some blessing. This can be game changing for us if we can get you know, a huge blessing on here. I already started taking some hat sizes for YST just in case I have to send him one. I'm really hopeful I don't have to. Hound spawn. Okay, cool. I'm probably not gonna keep like any of these. These are not. Oh. Okay, Uko. Well, if I get an Uko, watch out, Hydra. We're gonna be set. That's cool. All right. It's really. Oh man, I'm really hoping. I need Elva. Or I need Rhonda. It's so gross, man. So gross. Solaris. All right, not somebody I need. Gonna keep this going. All right, Tagore. Cool. It's so painful. I don't have any of these champions. Come on, man. I mean, I guess I only have like half a dozen champions anyway, so I suppose the chances of actually pulling one would be pretty low. Spymaster, not what I'm looking for there. I can't believe YSC got that blessing. It's such a game changer. Such a game changer for him. All right, now I got the big boy. Let's do it. Pull it out. I'm lacking silver. Don't tell me that. How dare you? Don't you insult me. Don't insult my people here. We're ready. Let's pull it. Hopefully we get something. Hopefully we get somebody we have. That's all I can ask for. Whoop. Samson? That's what we're going with? Is Samson on the wish list? Is Samson on the wish list? No, he's not. Come on. All right. Well, didn't get the love. Not surprising. It's very disappointing. Why? All right. Well, hey, look. It's about what I expected. To be fair, it's about what I expected. And it doesn't matter. I don't need no stinking blessings. We're on the grind. We're on that road to Ultra Nightmare, and we're gonna get there through good old-fashioned hard work and grit. I mean, I wouldn't mind a little luck. That's fine. It's fine. Hard work and grit. That's our mantra. All right, guys, this has been really fun. You will not see any more Road to Ultra Nightmare videos from me till basically Monday or Tuesday, I guess, when I get back. I'm just gonna be gone all weekend. I'm not gonna have time to record anything for this wedding. So I'm really excited about that. I will have some videos for you guys. They are old videos. Please be kind in the comments. I have a bunch of videos I had recorded and had prepped and just hadn't released, so they're there. I'm not sure how timely or informative or helpful they'll be for you guys, but I have some stuff out there for you. So, you know, when I recorded it, it was on point, and I think it's still viable now, right? I think it's mostly Sand Devil stuff, but there's a couple of, you know, I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna have out there, but I'll have some stuff for you guys. That's the key. And so, yeah, you can stay tuned for that. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you guys. I keep reading your comments. I really like them all. I'll try and have a comment video one day here so we can go over like some of the things you guys have been saying, because I feel like there's a lot of good advice in there. A lot of good advice. Anyway, guys, that's all we got for today. Don't forget to subscribe. Until next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.